like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion, like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion.
Hi, my name is Jordyn. I am the logistics director for Spartans for Special Olympics, and I'm a third-year student. I've been involved with SpOly for 2 years now. We tried to have a spring event. It's called Our Word Week, and in the past it was kind of a one-day thing, but we felt the best way to kind of spread awareness to the entire campus was doing it in a full week. So last year our goal was kind of to reach populations of the campus that we hadn't reached before, which is obviously the definition of awareness, but if we're making ourselves aware of like people that are already involved in our club, that's really not as efficient as trying to educate people in the outside community. So we actually set up a thing last year where we interviewed, we R word trained, meaning we spread awareness and had people sign the pledge to not use the R word, retarded. And so we did that for a number of the sports teams here on Case's campus, which was really cool because that's a group of people that we don't usually get to interact with as much as a club, especially because sometimes they're kind of so busy and segregated from a lot of the clubs on campus. So that was really nice. And we got some great feedback from a lot of the teams. And then we actually ended up performing a track clinic with some of the track team. So we brought in athletes to campus and then they actually worked on a skills lab with them. So it was clearly so moving to them that they wanted to get more involved in our cause, which really is like the basis of awareness, but also like being passionate about it is like one step further. So that was really neat. Another thing that we did during our Word Week last year was we tabled, and we basically had a different theme each day. So one day, something we kind of tried to get past to everyone was the effect of language, because to some people, using the R word is just so tangential to their life that they don't really understand it, and they misuse it all the time. So something we did was we used like the effect of words. So we had a visual representation of like a jar with balls, and then people would put in a ball if someone had said, something good to them that day, and take out a ball if someone had said something bad to them. And we were like, this is the effect that the R word has on people, even though this specific word doesn't affect you. And so that was something that was really good with awareness last year, because I think a lot of times people don't mean to use it in a cruel way, because the original word was created as a definition for intellectually disabled people. And over time, the connotation has really changed from that really pure denotation in a way, and people have misused it. They use it for stupidity and things like that, and not in a purposeful way, not because they truly believe that this is how the word should be used. It's just kind of one of like those slang things that people pick up. So that was something that we kind of tried to educate people on. Recently in Ohio, actually, there was a law change that instead of using the word retarded even as in lieu of mentally disabled in like the medical world, the clinical world, they changed it to only doing medical, intellectual disability, because it has had this transformation from denotation to connotation that's been so negative. So now they're kind of wiping the slate clean with a fresh definition of the word, and hoping that with the new coming awareness, the use of the R word will eventually like die out. So across campus, there are kind of a few groups that have similar mission statements, but kind of go about it in different ways, which I think is probably the most effective way to spread awareness, because if you're not reaching a group in one way, maybe you'll hit them with the next way or the next way. So one of those is accessibility, and as Spartans for Special Olympics, we've kind of worked with them on a number of areas, just maybe inviting each other to events, and this is a group of students on campus that actually have either intellectual disabilities or physical disabilities, and they kind of get together, and because they have such a close connection to this cause, they're able to like make movements and have fundraisers and stuff, and basically their sole goal is spreading awareness. Like, we're Case students just like you, and I think that that is a really powerful movement for students, because a lot of times we think like, oh, this isn't affecting me, and that's like a very kind of ignorant view to have, but this is a great way to shake it, kind of, because this approach really shows them like the one-to-one ratio kind of like every person for a person. So that's like really neat to me, and some of those people are incredible. Like, they have the best ideas, and it's really neat. Awesome of a campus is like a feasible goal at this point, but like obviously we want to make this change everywhere. So I know for Special Olympics goals, we got together as an exec board this year and kind of planned for the future. So our 5-year, like if we could do anything goals. One of those that is really tangible at the moment is we're hoping to educate surrounding businesses about R-word education. So basically spreading that awareness outside of our campus, just one step outside, you know, reaching people that aren't just our peers, but also that, because it is an issue in like the industry. I've worked as a waitress for years, and like in the kitchen you hear it, in the kitchen, in the restaurant, between the employees, you hear it misused all the time. And again, it's not because these people are being malicious, but like they just don't understand that it's negative. And I like corrected people time and time again, but if we could just like train them, it would be like one step further to like getting to that point. So that could be kind of cool. And then another thing we want to do in the coming years is kind of get SpOly, Special Olympics satellite clubs going on in other high schools around the area. And so the objective of those would mostly be R-word awareness, since Special Olympic tournaments wouldn't be as feasible at those locations just because of monetary issues, and also like they're high school students, so they might not be able to get the same connection to the kids in all these different elementary schools and such. So that could be really cool, because then you're spreading awareness to a younger generation. So everyone knows the best way to like affect a generation is to start with the young, because they're